welcome to the show. I'm Tosh Taylor.
And I'm Jenna Morton, and if you are listening, you might hear that it sounds a little different than the studio usually does. That is because we are outside at Fairview Knoll playground here in Moncton. You can hear the splash pad, the water running behind us. It is a fantastic day here, and we are here because we're going to talk about the summer programming that the YMCA is doing, and to talk about that, we have Noah Black with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So why don't we just jump right in, tell everyone in a nutshell about the mobile program you guys are running this summer.
Yeah, so we're partnered with the City of Moncton this year to run block parties over the summer. So every Tuesday night from 6 to 8, we'll be at one of the parks here in the city having a blast. There'll be activities, petting zoo, street magic, inflatables for the young kids, plus a ton more stuff. So yeah, it's going to be great, and we're really excited about it.
Excellent. And where did the idea to do these come from?
Yeah, so I think most of it came from, we had partnered with the city before in the past doing other park programming, more tailored to just a certain age group of the youth, and we wanted to kind of expand on that a bit, and we saw a lot of the communities talking about the idea of doing block parties and stuff like that, so we decided to give it a shot. So this is the first year, so excited to see how that goes, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really fantastic, especially after the last couple of years, to try to build up that sense of community again and to make that decision to draw everyone in rather than just focus on the younger kids who most likely already are kind of familiar with the playgrounds in their neighborhoods.
Yes,
to be honest.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it'll be good. You know, obviously the pandemic hit everyone on a social level, so encouraging people to get out and meet their neighbor and have a blast will be part of what we're doing this summer.
Do you have an event during the events, like a game that you're most excited about?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think the thing I'm most excited about is the street magic, personally. But yeah, I think we'll have like Jenga and spike ball and a bunch of the, you know, fun sports that happen these days. So.
And when you say Jenga, do you mean like the oversized one?
Yes, the huge one. Yeah.
Those are fun. Yeah. I don't know. You kind of have me at Magic too, though.
I know, right? Like, yeah, street magic will be awesome.
And so is it going to be the same group of events at each park on the Tuesday nights?
Yes, yeah. Now we might bring like different, like smaller activities depending on like what we see is interest in weather related and things of that nature. But for the most part, the bigger events like the inflatables and the petting zoo will be almost at every one. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit more about the petting zoo, because I know people's ears are just perking up right now. Like, people
Petting
who love
zoo? Yeah.
animals.
Yeah.
How extensive is this petting zoo? What are we?
It's not. I don't think it's exotic. So it'll be, you know, touchable, fluffy kind of in nature. I don't think we're getting into reptile territory or anything like that. But it'll be pretty fun. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I know that's always a huge draw.
Yeah.
For any age.
Yeah.
People seem like, you say the words petting zoo.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters if you have 2 rabbits and a chicken. People are there for it.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not coming for the chicken.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, just like it was like you said, no reptiles. I'm like, okay, good, I'll come.
Yeah.
Reptiles, not my thing.
No, absolutely not. So, like you said, it gets underway June 6th. What is the first park that we're going to start at?
So the first park is Sumner. We have door knockers. We'll be going through the neighborhoods and dropping off, encouraging people to come on out. We were just there yesterday. The splash pad was getting set up. Like it'll be fun. It's a nice start park. It's pretty big. It's very inviting. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, Sumner is. It's such a fantastic space. There's just it really is that kind of quintessential city playground park where it has everything there. And I think a lot of people need to get out and visit it, because I think a lot of people don't realize it's kind of tucked away if you don't live in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and you just saying like bringing people out, I'm thinking too, it's like if you're new to Moncton, recently moved, this is an opportunity to meet your neighbor. We'll have like some get to know you games and activities too, so there'll be lots to do.
Yeah, and I like the idea, like you said, a lot of people are new to Moncton. They may not have found Jenna's amazing list of parks. She knows where every park in the city is. You don't. I don't.
I don't know everyone. There was one of these I had to look up and I had to drive by because I was like, really? Which one is this now? And then I realized it's because it's a like green space park, not a playground park.
Right.
Which is why I hadn't been to it
Okay.
yet.
Okay. But it's a cool idea for you to say, if you live in a different area and go, oh, okay, I can go to a park on the totally other opposite end of town,
Yes,
which is
yeah.
a fun idea too, because then, well, you know, when you're raising little kids, you need to know where all the best parks are, and this is a great way to discover them.
Yeah, and the fact that it'll be the same night every week, it's like encouraging people, like if you want a family thing to do that night, come on out. We'll jump around from park to park through the summer, but we'll always be there. So almost always, unless it rains super terribly, and then we won't. But yeah.
Super terribly. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
A little sprinkle won't stop things.
Exactly,
We-
yeah.
We don't melt in the rain.
No.
No, but torrential rain, you know, lightning, those are times when you probably shouldn't go to the playground.
Right, yes.
So talk a little bit more about the different playgrounds you're going to go to, the different communities that you're going to hit.
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of hit a wide range of different playgrounds and parks. So working with the city, it was really like wanting to have that partnership and see what they thought were good ideas too, to interact with, you know, inviting and being inclusive to any like one in the city, right? And so I think we mapped out a pretty good amount over the 13 weeks. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, so 13 weeks, because there's, what, about 40 plus playgrounds in Moncton, but not all of them are large enough to host an
Yes.
event like this. And so, yeah, when you look through the list here, you've kind of jumped around different parts of the city. You know, right now we're in, I don't, what is this end of town called? I don't know. It's the
Elmwood?
Elmwood area?
Yeah, I think it's the Elmwood
I
area.
don't know.
Yeah.
We're
But
around
then
Costco.
yeah.
we're near the new Costco. But you know, you've got like Sumner's kind of more downtown. Jonathan Park is out in the other direction. You know, Pauline Frizzell, which is out towards like
Great park,
Salisbury.
yeah.
You know, Grove Hamlet. That's one that we've gone to together a few times. Which is
Okay.
another fantastic. That's up like off the Shediac Road.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, that was just one of those playgrounds that blew us away the first time we went, because again, it had a little bit of everything. It was tucked away. If you didn't live in the neighborhood, you probably didn't know everything
Right,
that
yeah.
was in there.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. I think like again, having the door knockers, you'll see them around in the neighborhoods. You might find something new and something cool to go check out. So I think, feel free to experiment. The addresses are on them, so you can Google Map it.
Yeah, which is really, really helpful, because a lot of times people will, you know, especially if you live in the area, if you've grown up here, people are like, oh yeah, the you know, Sumner Park. Well, it's not necessarily technically on Sumner Street.
Right,
It's,
yeah.
It's on Lawrence Street as its physical address, and so finding parks can be a challenge. That was part of the reason that I started doing the playground profiles, was it was hard to actually nail down
Yeah.
where some of these places were based on the information if you just kind of look at the playground list that the cities would provide.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, these door knockers are amazing. And I'm sure, you know, there's a QR code, a lot of the information's online. We'll have it in the show notes as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll remind you through the summer. Don't feel like you have to remember everything right now. What you need to remember is to keep your Tuesday nights clear.
Yes, yeah, 6 to 8 Tuesday nights. We have a good team of 3 that'll be like hosting each one. So yeah, come say hi.
What about fees? Like you said, there's gonna be
Oh,
magic. There's a
yeah.
petting zoo.
None, no fees.
Nothing.
It's a free event. You know, we're partnered with the city. We really want to encourage just people getting out, so we didn't want to put any kind of barrier that way.
That's
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be, I'm sure, a huge, huge hit as it starts to build momentum. I think you're going to, I think you'll have some block party groupies.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll follow you from
You're
place to
coining a
place.
term right now.
Yes,
Great.
this is it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
yeah.
Maybe we come up with a better word for it. I don't know what they're
No, I
party
like the
people.
groupies.
Party
They're pretty.
people?
Nah, I like the groupies better. Yeah.
Because I know that every Tuesday I
Yeah.
would be like, yep, okay, let's go.
Yes.
This is, especially once you do one of them.
Yeah,
Your kids
yeah.
and your whole family is going to be like, oh yeah, this is great. And even if you've got, you know, those older kids that are a little bit harder to get out to the playground, I'm speaking to my own children, you know, most of these playgrounds are big spaces, they're parks, big spaces. They have basketball nets. They have, you know, here at Fairview Knoll, there's a shuffleboard set up over here. I mean, I think you have to bring your own equipment for it, but, you know, if you know what you're doing, the pad is there, the lines are marked. You know, a lot of these, looking at this list, a lot of them I know have basketball
Yeah.
nets. They have, you know, splash pads or walking trails. There's a great walking trail behind us
Yeah.
here. And again, some of these other ones I know have trails near them. You know, have the kids bring their bikes, get out, make a whole evening of it. Pack a picnic supper and be there early.
Yeah, it's going to be great. They're going to be fun times. I think going to the parks, we started yesterday, like actually starting to map out like logistics and stuff, and we all got like super excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be really fun. And again, like just come out and say hi, get to know your neighbor. I think it'll be a good opportunity for that. So
I think it's a great chance to get to know the crew at the Y as well,
Yeah.
right? Because you guys offer so many great programs. It's not, it's not just a weightlifting facility. Like you can get in there and actually get to meet people. If that's another great way to meet your staff, but also to meet people that are new to the area as well.
Yeah, and we're encouraging, like, if you have any questions, the people that will be there hosting will be like informed, right? So feel free to come, ask a question. Yeah, it'll be great. I'm really pumped.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
So talking about getting excited about playing, what were some of the things that would excite you when you were a kid?
Yeah, my go-to games, so grounders. So here was a game where you were like, one person was with their eyes closed running around the playground trying to catch everyone else. And Red Rover was my other one, which I was saying earlier, I don't know if we actually ever finished a game. It always ended in like when someone started crying.
Yeah, it's true. Grounders is still a big thing though. My kids talk about grounders all the time.
Oh, really?
Which is not a game I played as a kid. So
It was not something I knew of. I think I'd heard of it like in a movie or something one time, and my kids were like playing, and I'm like, I don't know how to play this. So it's really fun to watch when you see groups of people come together and the different games that they might play that they bring to each other, and then the next time your kids go to play it and they've forgotten exactly what the rules were, and suddenly they've really just created their own game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Another cool thing about it too is the ability to watch kids become friends so easily.
Yeah.
Like the kids don't care. They especially when they're little, they just want to hang out with other kids. So that helps parents be able to go talk to their parents kind of idea. I know that's how I met a lot of my friends when my kids were little too.
Yeah.
Well, and it also works well if you need to get some work done. That's what we used to do. We would go to the playground and the 5 of our kids would run off and play with each other.
Yeah.
So we could actually sit and talk, and sometimes it would work. Other times it was just actually getting a chance to talk to another parent because your kids were they were engaged with what was around them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think this will be a perfect opportunity for those things, right? Is like giving at least the space and letting people know and the invitation to come. It's a 2-hour block. So yeah, come bring your kids. It'll be fun.
That's another cool thing is that you have a time cap on it.
Yes.
That's also for parents. There's an in, there's an out.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, sorry guys, it's over. We have to go home now.
Yeah. The park doesn't go anywhere, though, so you're always welcome to go back another time. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's an important part of it, and I'm sure part of the conversations that you guys had with the city about actually getting families out and kind of demystifying it, breaking the seal, having that first interaction with the playground, to remind people how accessible they are, how many we really have, and just what a wonderful resource it is to come out. And you don't have to have a party, you don't have to have a plan, just come to the playground and use these parks and these spaces that are here for the community.
Yeah. I think it will kind of shed some light on some of the parks that maybe don't get the limelight as much as others. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, yeah, speaking of that one, I'll mention the one that I was talking about was Bessborough.
Okay,
so Bessborough is one of the later ones in August, and I was like, Hedgewood Drive. I don't think I've ever even been on this street in Moncton, so I drove past. What a beautiful space. So this is one where it's not a playground, which is why it hadn't really hit my radar, but it's this massive, massive green space with beautiful, benches and seating areas and trees. And it is going to look incredible when you guys then move in with the bouncy castles and the petting zoo. And how fun is that going to be?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That one's almost at the end of the summer, so that will be a good one. But it'll be a great time, even if the playgrounds aren't there. But we'll make them fun for everyone. So
that park we used to do like what do we call it? Anyway, it was like free barbecue Fridays with the radio station, and we wouldn't tell people where we were, and we often went to that park because nobody knew where it was.
Right.
So you'd actually have time to cook the hot dogs before people showed up, because anywhere else you went, they'd be there waiting while we were cooking. So I actually had completely forgotten about that space too, because it was so like you walk into it and you're in the middle of suburbia and you don't expect this giant green space there.
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely beautiful one. Another one, just we'll run through the list.
Sure.
People are kind of taking notes. Do you know this by heart, or do you?
I don't know it by heart. I don't yet.
Yeah.
So like you said, you're starting off at Sumner on June the 6th. Week after that, Jonathan Park.
13th, yeah.
Renton, which is another one that people sometimes don't recognize. It's on Knoll Street. That's the one that's like near the Boys and Girls
You
Club,
got it,
right?
yeah.
Right? That's another one that has so much in it that I think people really need to check out. Knox. So that's another one that doesn't have a ton of equipment. It has some, and then it has this beautiful green space with it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like in behind like the Hildegard area.
You got it, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go through what's in July?
Sure, absolutely. July's my favorite month. So
I wonder why.
I wonder why. 2 days after my birthday, on July the 4th, they'll be at Lewis, which is on Lewis Street. Pauline Frizzell, which is one that we both love. Then they'll be here on the 18th. At the Fairview Knoll one, and then Braemar on the 25th, and I don't know where that one is either, but it's on Center Street.
There's a profile of that one on Pickle Planet. That's a great little spot too. It's, again, very kind of tucked into residential. It's not a great one if you're driving.
Okay.
So if you're going to drive to attend this one, make some plans, figure out where you're going to park ahead of time. But it's a lovely little space. Again, it has a splash pad, it has basketball courts, it's got a little bit of everything. Kind of, it almost feels like it's tucked between two little like communities.
Perfect. Sounds like a good
Want
plan.
to go through August?
Yeah, I
first?
can do August. So August 1st, Grove Hamlet. The 8th, Valhalla Park on Monte Carlo Street. Louisville Park on the 15th. Besbro, the one we were talking about earlier, on the 22nd. And then our last one will be at Auburn Circle on the 29th of August. So we're going right until like the week before school starts.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like 13 weeks. That is a lot of programming. Talk a little bit about the team that you've got.
Yes.
Yeah.
Putting this all together. It's not just you. We're giving you
No.
credit today, no.
Yeah.
It's not just
I'm
you.
the only one that's not camera shy, is what it is. So that
happens.
So we have a team of 3. So Kim, our team lead, she's been with the Y for a while now. She also runs our alternative suspension program. So that program ends just as school ends, so she's picking up mobile fun for the summer and working with us and being our team lead. Then we have Marley and Vishnu. Marley's off camera, tucked away, but yeah, they're both starting with us, and they'll be there on Tuesday at the first park and the first event. So smaller team, but I'm sure there'll be like other Y staff that'll come and hang out every Tuesday for a few hours just to say hi. So there'll be a good crowd. Yeah.
Now, I know you haven't even started this year, and technically when this airs, it'll be tomorrow, when it comes out, when they start. Are we dreaming of next year already?
Yeah, of course we are. Yeah. I mean, I think this will be a good litmus test, right? We'll see, and there'll be opportunities, there'll be QR codes posted all over the park so people can do a survey and give us feedback. Because, yeah, we're adapting the parks program from the partnership we've had in years prior, and we're trying something new. So, yeah, it'll be a great learning experience. So.
Yeah, well, and that's a good call out to anyone who does get out this summer and experiences it. You know, reach out, let the city know, let the Y know how fantastic the program is, how much you loved it, how much your family got from it, so that they can be able to get the funding to keep doing these kind of things. Because,
absolutely.
You know, and you know, in my mind too, I'm like, oh, maybe they'll expand and do like a winter program. How fun would it be if, you know?
I love
you
the
on
dreaming.
Tuesday-
I love the dreaming. Yeah.
Don't give me work.
This is what she does. You give her any
dangerous.
idea, she's going to run with it, and she's going to create more work.
Yeah.
That's how Jenna's mind operates, and it's not often a bad thing.
No.
But like
I
looking
can
at
give
this
them.
list,
Yeah.
quite a few of these are parks and playgrounds where there is already the program in place through the city that as a community you can come together and say that you want to turn your basketball court into a skating rink for the winter.
Right.
If the community will step up and take care of it, the city will help you get the things in place to do it. And so this is a great chance for, you know, your neighborhood to kind of meet and greet, like you said, get to know your neighbors in the summer so that you maybe have those connections that you can do that as a community in the winter. And if that's happening more, then maybe there'll be some funding where these guys can come and bring hot chocolate and help, you know, learn to skate programs. And,
Yeah.
Again, I love the dreaming. The dreaming's great.
gotta put it in there. Just gonna manifest these programs.
Yes.
You guys are gonna
That's right.
But yeah, I think the biggest part of that is we need the people to want to come
Yes.
and I know like we said earlier with like, you know, how the pandemic had hit us and being social again is kind of weird and strange sometimes, but this is an opportunity to do it once a week and have a blast. So yeah.
And be outside too, which I think for a lot of people, it's made easier, the integration back into life
Yeah.
is when you're outside. So it's a great idea to get people moving, plus to get out and get some fresh air and hopefully some sunshine,
Yeah.
and if it sticks around. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about where people will be able to keep up to date on the information to know, like, if it is raining, how much is too much rain.
Right. So the Y socials will be posting every week and updating. You guys will be attending some of them yourselves. The city site will be updated as well with the full playground map and summer schedule, so you'll be able to find us there. But you can always just like call the Y and say hey and check in with us. So.
What a
call
concept.
and
What a concept. Yeah. To actually call it, when you said that, I was like, wait a second, you can call places still, can't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
you could. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and as Noah just said, Jenna and I will be making appearances at some of them as well. And we will be keeping you updated every week as to what playground they're at, or if we have to cancel because of rain, short notice. So be following the Pickle Planet page or my Tosh Taylor page as well for some more information too.
Yeah. And just while we're talking about giving the Y a call,
Okay.
I think there's probably some people out there who are a little mystified about what programming there is, and you know, maybe some people have the idea that it's actually an expensive thing to take part in. And I know you guys actually have some really great options for families and youth to take part, and that not everything has to be membership based.
No, yeah. So the North End Y, we run our splash pad, which is $5 to come in and use for the day. We also will be running and helping with the outdoor pools this summer, East End and Centennial, right? Yeah. I have to look off camera for that one.
That's
And yeah, we have a youth drop-in that runs all summer long and during the school year from 3 to 8 at the North End. So if you have a youth between the ages of 12 to 17, feel free. Our Youth Community Action Network is doing a summer intensive program, so youth between 15 and 30 develop a community service project, so it'll be interesting to see what they come up with this summer. So yeah, there's a ton of things. Also, the walking track is like public access at the North End too, and yeah, there's lots to do.
Yeah, so just give them a call.
Yeah.
They'll tell you all
Just
about
give
it.
them a call. I do want to point out that you said the splash pad. That is indoors. That's
Yes.
a very
Yeah.
important thing.
And it's amazing.
It is. Yeah, it's very cool.
Amazing. I can't believe that we have that now in
Yeah.
our community, and that it's $5 to go. And that, like, it's $5 for the kids, right? Like, I don't remember that I think we just paid for the
Yeah,
kids. We didn't
yeah.
pay for as adults to go, even though you could wander around the splash pad following the kids. But
Absolutely.
it is just,
Yeah.
and that's going to stay open all through the summer.
Yes, yeah.
So even if it's like, if you feel like it's too hot to be outside with your kids,
Or the
you
sun's
could do
too
the
bright.
indoor splash pad and still get that.
Yeah.
So 'cause I know some people worry about too much sun as well. So.
Gingers. It's us. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in it. Yeah. No, and yeah, and if there's any like schedule questions or anything like that, like our front desk membership services, they have all the information you need. So again, reach out and say hey.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you so much for coming to the playground with us today.
Yeah, no, thank you for having us.
And I don't know, go get on the swings now.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.